I must admit, I did not think it would end the way it did, as quickly as it did on a surface like that, as comprehensive as that. I expected a much longer day, to be honest. I expected a closer match, but there's something about this Indian team. You push them to the wall and they come back fighting. And now, of course, they're in the land of the Queen. There is the entire aristocracy. There's a Sir, there's a Lord, there's a king who's blowing his, well, not blowing his trumpet, because that would give the wrong impression. But there's a king with a trumpet. There's a knight with a Yorker. There's everything else. But that aside, Michael, it was a comprehensive performance. It was an ensemble cast, and it was, if you were in the Indian camp, a mighty satisfying day.
Yeah, the Indians like playing in London.
Yes.
We saw that at Lords, and now just across the river, we've seen it at the Oval. That was a fantastic Test match victory from where they found themselves on day one, 117 for 7, to win by such a margin. And I have to say, the captaincy today of Harsha in just staying in early, starting with the seamers, didn't over attack, put a couple of boundary riders, knew exactly when to turn to Jadeja, knew exactly when to turn to Shardul Thakur. Every move that he made, those 3 short mid wickets were always a threat when the ball was just tailing in. Look, it always helps when you've got someone like Jasprit Bumrah to bowl a spell that was right with the best I've seen on that kind of wicket. But I thought Virat had a fantastic day tactically. He just was always ahead of the game. It's been a wonderful Test match. Whoever you support, that has been 5 days of intriguing cricket. 4 Test matches really of ebb and flow cricket. One side in front, one side bouncing back. I've not enjoyed the result, but I've really enjoyed, particularly today. I thought India gave England a little bit of a lesson of how to bowl when the pitch is quite flat. When the pitch doesn't offer you a great deal, you've got to just think out the box, bowl a bit quicker, create angles, really polish the ball. They got that reverse swing. It was a fantastic day for India.
Coming from you as someone who's widely respected around the cricket world for his tactical nous when he was captain on the field, I think that's a huge tick for Virat Kohli. There's something else that over the last couple of years has pleased me, satisfied me enormously. When I started off, it was always about spin bowling. I mean, I remember on a 1967 tour, I'm just a little kid, and then I go back and read old scorecards of that. In India, had the most bewildering, exotic array of new ball bowlers. Tiger Pataudi himself came in and bowled a little bit. Subramaniam bowled. From the very first over, the ball was rolled. He rolled back to the bowlers so that Bedi and Prasanna could start from the 3rd, 4th over. In 71, Sunil Gavaskar bowled, took the new ball a couple of times. In my lifetime, to see the movement from there to here, to Bumrah, to Shami, to Ishant, I think the stage was set with the Zahir Khans, the Srishants, Ashish Nehras, Irfan Pathans, Ajit Agarkars, that generation. But this is something else. And so, Michael, I wanted to ask you, this is not a fearsome pace attack like the West Indies or Australia had their share, but where do you see this Indian fast bowling revolution as someone who's observed the game so closely for so many years?
Look, it's not the West Indies
Sure.
of the 80s, but I tell you what, they're very good. And in Jasprit Bumrah, he is a magnificent bowler. I thought Umesh Yadav brought a little bit of pace. I thought his length this week was excellent. We know that when he gets the ball that's old, he can just get that reverse swing. You could see that India were working towards that reverse swing all morning. You could see them as a team. It was a collective unit, really were looking after that ball. And I saw a conversation that Virat had with Jasprit Bumrah just before lunch. And Jasprit was going to come on and bowl. And Virat went, no. Just give it a little bit more because it's going to... And he went like this. It's coming. It's coming. We've seen it with Shardul. He's just got the odd one to... So we'll leave you till after lunch. You see the tactical side of the way that Virat operated today. I mean, he's a great leader. He's got this great presence about him. But, I think sometimes people have questioned his tactics, the way that he goes about his business on the field. Tactically, well, I don't think he put a foot wrong today. I thought he was always ahead of the game, always asking questions of all the different batters. And I think he had real set game plans. And that kind of ability as a captain to realise that you're working on the ball, it takes a bit of time. You have to just be patient because then you strike, you give it to your main strike bowler when you know it's just going enough. And he did that just after lunch. I mean, Harsh, you've seen this Indian Test match team, and I've had a little response to a tweet from Saurav Ganguly where he's tweeted saying this Indian Test team are the best.
Yeah.
And I've kind of responded, in Test cricket, absolutely, but not in white ball cricket. But in Test cricket, I totally agree, Harsha. This Indian Test team, that's why I said at the start of the series, they should beat this England side because they're better and they are a better team. But they've been challenged, and they were challenged in this Test match. They were challenged at Lords. They were challenged at Trent Bridge. They were certainly challenged at Headingley. So every single game, they've been challenged. But Virat said after he does like this backs to the wall. He likes criticism. I think it drives his team forward. And where do they find this mentality from? Where is it? Is it just Virat? Is it Ravi? I know Ravi's amazing ability to come back from when people are writing them off.
As a player, Ravi. I don't know if you know this, but as a player, everywhere Ravi went, and it started, I think, from a test match against New Zealand, sort of 89 or so. Everywhere Ravi went, he was booed. It was hi, Shastri, hi. And that made him a stronger, tougher player. So Ravi is the kind of person who will say, yeah, I don't care for you, take me on. He was a little ahead of his time on that front. But Virat symbolizes this. It's this combative, and dare I say this combative North Indian culture. People from other parts of India are combative too. But Virat is more in your face. And the more you criticize him, the more it drives him. And we talk about wartime generals, peacetime managers. I think Virat Kohli likes war. If you tell Virat Kohli everything is sailing smoothly, Virat, just go there and win me 5 test matches, he might say, I need a war. To that extent, he's a bit like the Aussies of the past. He might be a bit like you, I think. I mean, you had a bit of that kind of reputation yourself as someone who was happy to take on people. And I can see, therefore, why you're relating to Virat. But this is something that I've been seeing for a while. India's changing as a country, but this cricket team, they are affluent. They are full of confidence. Earlier Indian teams, when they used to go to England, especially, were a little, I won't say they'd be bullied because that evokes strong responses, but they were not as in your face. That's probably the expression I'm looking at. They were not as in your face, but this team, with the riches that have come, the affluence, the confidence of being in India at this time, has just made them a different set of people. And Virat loves being in your face, and I think that is starting to appear in everybody else. I mean, I've never seen Bumrah in your face, and we saw that a couple of test matches ago from Bumrah too. So yeah, I mean, I'd be disappointed if they don't go on and win in South Africa as well. This is the great time to dominate the world, and I think they're ready for it.